Just getting this out of the way. Harley says hi. He's gonna drive me a little bonkers for a bit, and I have to wait for him to settle down. And then Mommy can film. Yeah? You're so cute. Look at your little head. Look at your little head. Anybody else? My hair is so staticky right now. It's driving me crazy. Hi guys, it's Anne here, and today's video is going to be the brands that I want to try in 2021. So I did this video for the first time last year. COVID kind of derailed some of that, like everything else. I am doing this a little bit later. Last year I did this video earlier in January, and it's taken me a while to just get around to doing this, so that's why we're here now, and we're going to talk about it. Still early in the year, still lots of time to try new brands. This is probably going to be a longer video than it probably needs to be. I feel like talking makeup, like I'm in the mood. I'm in the mood to chit chat with makeup, so hopefully you can grab a coffee, grab a tea, maybe put this on while you're cleaning in the background, and we're just going to talk about brands. So I'm going to talk about some of the brands I talked about last year just to kind of benchmark. Did I even try them? What's going on? And then we'll talk about things that I'm interested in trying, things I'm kind of on the fence about, and then there's still a handful that I'm not interested right now. So, talking about a review of 2020. So one of the brands I talked about is Annabelle. Annabelle is still on my list. I still would like to try this brand. I feel like if I were in the States, I probably would have already tried it by now because I think Annabelle is available on Ulta, I think now. It's just not very easily accessible as a Canadian. I think you can only buy it on their website from Canada. So that's probably one of the only reasons why I've held off. They do have like a full range of products too, so that's why I'm interested in trying them. They have like eyeshadows and mascaras and face products. Like they do have a lot of products now, so that's even intriguing me more to try them. Two brands I want to talk about, Dermalogica and Innisfree. I mentioned last year that they had stores in Toronto. Obviously not shopping in stores at the moment and did not really do that in 2020, so that kind of deterred me. And I'm off Dermalogica. I don't really feel like trying them right now. I don't know why. I just feel like there's enough other skincare brands that I'm interested in trying. Innisfree though, I'm still really intrigued by. I'm hoping their store didn't close because their store opened in like late 2019, I think, like I want to say November, December 2019. So like right before, like they probably had about 6 months before everything had to shut down. Just a little sad. So that's still a brand I'm interested in. Makeup Geek. I'm still on the fence with Makeup Geek. Again, another brand where it's not easily accessible as a Canadian. So I'm not sure if I'm really interested. I think I saw a clip where Marlena Stell said she's like working on new products. So again, interested to see where that brand goes. I know they reformulated all their eyeshadows like a year ago. Like that's when I was talking about, you know, I was interested in their eyeshadows, but then they reformulated everything. So it's like, okay, forget about the old and maybe try the new. But again, I'm on the fence with that. Surratt, kind of not really caring about this brand anymore either. It's just not in the forefront of my mind. It's an expensive brand, so like if I come across the products, like if I got it, I think it's maybe sold at Beautylish. So for example, if it came in a lucky bag or if it was on sale, maybe. Nude by Nature. So I have actually tried, I have Nude by Nature. I'm trying to remember if when I filmed that, did I already have my top box by then? So I have like face products from Nude by Nature. I have a primer, I have a foundation, I have a trying to think of what they're called. I have a BB cream, so a cream foundation, BB cream, and then I also have a powder foundation, and then I also have a setting powder. They're all okay. I actually do quite like their foundation powder. I'd like to try it in a shade that's maybe better for me. The shade I have is too dark. Actually, most of it's too dark because I just sort of picked it from Top Box because I thought, well, it might work for the summertime, which it does. I did briefly wear it last summer, and even though that was probably my palest summer, it still kind of worked. So again, I'm kind of like meh on Nude by Nature. Again, it's expensive here. It is in Shoppers Drug Mart in the store. I don't think it's a very exciting brand, but I think it's an interesting brand. So, I mean, again, maybe if it's on sale, I would try some more of it. I also talked about Catrice. Still interested in trying more from Catrice. Catrice is sold on Shoppers Drug Mart, so that might be a brand that I might buy some more this year. I do want to look at some more drugstore brands that I haven't really looked at. Pixie. I've actually tried a few things now from Pixie, and I'm kind of like, that itch has been scratched. I'd still like to try the highlighters, I think. And I've never tried like really any of their eyeshadows, but I have the tonic now. I forget, Glow Tonic. Yeah, that's what it's called. Really like that product. I have 2 of their eyeliners now. Don't really care for their eyeliners, so I think they're way too overpriced for what they are. So that's why like, I'm kind of like, maybe Pixie's not really a brand for me. I don't know. It rarely ever goes on sale, I don't think, at Shoppers Drug Mart, at least at my local one. And again, really pricey for the drugstore. So a brand that I did not mention in my video, but it was in my original list. So like, I tried to trim down my original list so the video wasn't as long as it could have been. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to look for where that page is. Yep, there it is. So my original list to try more from had Charlotte Tilbury on it, and I actually feel like I've tried a lot of Charlotte Tilbury in the past year. I almost have a full face of makeup. The only 2 things, I don't have any foundation type products, I don't have any eyeliners, and I think she has a mascara, I'm not sure. But other than that, I actually have a full face of products that I could try. So maybe that's a future video. Maybe I buy some more stuff from Charlotte Tilbury just to do a full face and see how that goes. I'm still a no on all the brands that I said no from. I am intrigued by Pat McGrath. I feel like Pat McGrath has really zoned in on the Divine Rose, which, I'll be honest, the original Divine Rose was the only palette of hers that I was like intrigued by, that I would have wanted to buy. And so I think she knows that now, that that's like the moneymaker, because she's just been like releasing stuff out of that sort of series. There has been stuff on Sephora that go on sale, like a lot of her mini lip kits have gone on sale, and I've almost picked one up here and there. The reviews on those are not great, so it's kind of deterred me from actually picking one or 2 of them up. So I don't know. I'm still kind of a big no on all of them. Tom Ford again is another brand that I'm kind of like, if it were more affordable, or if it somehow magically fell in my lap, I would try it. But it's just too expensive for me to try. Okay, let's talk about some brands that I'm actually interested in trying this year. So number 1 is Collidos. Now, I was thinking about this actually prior to, there's the recent release, the Club Nebula. I'm actually not interested in that palette at all. It's not really my color story, although I'm surprised. The looks that I see people make out of that palette, I don't always make the connection. I'm like, oh, that came from that palette, because it looks like a pretty mid-tone to deep palette in a lot of the shades, but then a lot of people's looks look brighter than that. So I don't know. It's just, again, it's not a color story I'm interested in. I'm interested in some of their 5-pan ones. There's like a lavender one that looks really good. I'm interested in their face products. I've heard their lip glosses are really good. Again, they've kind of expanded their brand quite a bit. Their highlighters, I'm kind of like meh, like maybe 1 or 2 of them, but I think they're maybe a little too out there for me. But yeah, that's a brand that I'm really intrigued by. And I guess, again, they're getting a lot of hype on YouTube, so it's kind of in my face, so that's why I'm thinking about it. Another brand that I'm really intrigued by, they don't have a whole lot of products just yet, but I'm so curious to see where they go, is Tower 28. So again, a brand that's been really hyped on YouTube, and it came out of nowhere. Like, I was trying to find a little bit more about it before I did this video, and I was like, what's the backstory on it? And I think the founder's name is Amy, and it sounds like she worked 15 years in somewhere as an executive in makeup, like, or marketing and makeup, and I was like, yeah, she clearly knows, she knows the system, because somehow she was like able to get into Sephora really quickly, she got onto YouTube really quickly, and there's not a lot of products. I do want to try their lip glosses, which I've seen mixed reviews about. A lot of people on YouTube have raved about them, but I've seen some posts, I think on like Reddit and some other places, where people are like, they're not that great. I don't really like them. I'm intrigued by, I don't know if I said this, the bronzer. I think they have some blushes that are cream blushes. So again, really interested to see where that brand goes. It's more of like I would say it's like kind of like a KBeauty brand in terms of aesthetic. I think it's more of like a sheer, lightweight type makeup brand. I think that's where they're going with it. At least that's what I can tell for right now. So again, very intrigued more or less to see where that brand goes. I don't know if I'll buy anything from them anytime soon. I don't know. Actually, I say that now. I'm pretty sure I have the bronzer in my cart for Sephora. I have a $100 gift card that is going to expire in mid-March, so I need to use that. I used my points to get that card. And I do have that bronzer sitting in my cart, but I don't know if I'll get it or not. Again, still interested in Nabla. MAC. I'm starting to come around to MAC again because a lot of MAC products, so MAC was founded in Canada, and I think a lot of MAC products are made in Canada, and that's what's kind of intriguing me to like revisit MAC. They're a little bit of a forgotten brand. I know they've released some Powder Kiss lipsticks, which I'm not really interested in those, but there's some like classic MAC products that I don't have and I've never tried, and I'm still super intrigued to try them. So speaking of Canadian brands, I do want to try more of 3 drugstore brands, Quo, Annabelle, and Marcel. I've not tried a whole lot from any one of them. I've tried products here and there. There's been a lot of Quo products that have been intriguing me, although it feels like Quo has released a ton of like blush and lip products, and it's like almost too many. I don't even know where to start, and I feel like if I buy some to test, I'm gonna have way too many like cream blushes and way too many like lip products, but maybe we just go there. The giveaway that I have going on, I'll put a lot of Quo products in it because I'm interested in that, and I really want to know whoever wins that giveaway what you think about the products. I hope you like them. I've seen some good reviews on some of the products, so I'm interested in that brand. Again, Annabelle is more of an affordable Canadian brand. Annabelle is one of those brands that I think they're trying to be a little edgy. They try and be a little bit more like old school Urban Decay, but sometimes it just doesn't land very well, I don't think. And Marcel is like the more mature. It's more of like, I'm trying to think of like an Estee Lauder or Lancome, but like drugstore. Like it's obviously way cheaper than those, but it's still expensive. It's still a little bit higher. It's a bit more subtle type makeup. Again, I've heard some good things. I've bought their bronzer a couple times to put in giveaways because I heard they're really good, but I've never tried them myself. So it's a brand where I want to try some more products. I don't know if I mentioned this in my last video because it was one of those things that I may have cut off, but KBeauty. I definitely want to try some more KBeauty. There's a couple of stores that I can buy from here in Toronto. I think one's called like Micho Mart or something. I'm totally probably getting the name wrong, but that's what's in my head right now. I'll put the name on the screen of what the website is that I can buy some like KBeauty and like other, you know, just brands like that I have never really tried. I definitely want to try lip tints, kind of probably because of like the whole mask wearing thing. That lip tints, I think it sounds like a really good idea because you can get lip color, but it's not going to transfer because it like stains your lips. But anyway, I still am very intrigued by KBeauty. I do like that, although my eye makeup does not say that today, that sort of soft wash of color type makeup. So I'm still interested in that type of makeup and there's a lot of products. Like that's the thing though, it's like, it's almost overwhelming that I don't even know where to start. And I feel like, again, there's a lot of YouTubers and people that have already reviewed a lot of products. So it's like, it's even worth it for me to try. 2 other independent brands that I'm interested in are Sydney Grace and JD Glow. The thing that deters me from trying these brands, again, is being a Canadian and trying to ship to Canada can sometimes be stupid pricey or take a really long time. I'm still interested in Clionadh, so I stalk Clionagh's website every once in a while and I like put a bunch of stuff in my cart and then I'm like, no, let's not buy that right now because it ends up being way too expensive and I really don't need a crap 10 more eyeshadows because that's really what I want to buy. I wish they had more mattes and like neutral type eyeshadows because I'd like to buy sort of like a full eyeshadow kind of bundle like that. They really have focused in on their like really specialty shadows, which makes sense. But yeah, definitely am interested in trying Sydney Grace and JD Glow. I mean, everything I see online of their shadows looks so pretty. 2 other brands that intrigue me, they don't have a whole lot of products on either one of them, but what they do have, I want at least 1 or 2 products from both brands. Is the first one is Lunar Beauty, which I think is Manny MUA's brand. Now, I'll be honest, I don't follow any of the really big YouTubers anymore. I think the only one I still follow is Kathleen Lights, maybe? Yeah, like I don't follow, I've never followed Manny MUA. I've never followed some of the really big ones, but some of their eyeshadow palettes, I'm like, And then there's like, I think highlighters, although I think they're always all sold out. Just even the packaging of their highlighters looks so pretty. So that's a brand that intrigues me. Again though, I don't know if they're even on Sephora. I should check, but I don't think I can get them. Like, I have to buy directly from their website, which again, it's a Canadian, it's so tricky to do. So the other brand that I'm really intrigued to try is Patrick Ta. I do have one little mini lip gloss, and I was like, wow, I really like this. It looked like something in the package that I was like, but when I tried it, I was like, oh, this is really pretty. And again, heard really nice things about the face products, the blushes, I think it is. So again, I don't think there's a whole lot from that brand, but I'm very intrigued to try at least the blushes. Some brands I'm on the fence, and I'm just kind of waiting. And the first one is kind of like, this one almost made it in, is the Rare Beauty brand. When Rare Beauty first came out, I was just like, no, I'm not interested. But the more they put out, the more I'm like, I would really like to try some products from Rare Beauty. Another brand that I'm kind of on the fence and I'd like to try some things is Sugar Pill. So they've just released, or they have more of the fun size palettes. I think I just really want that fun size palette, to be honest. It is on sale on their website right now. I haven't tried to figure out if it's affordable for me to buy it that way or not. Again, being a Canadian, it's probably not. The other brand I'm always on the fence about is ColourPop. Again, as a Canadian, I've heard horror stories. Sometimes people have no issues, and then other times people order something and then they're slammed with like $80 worth of duties and taxes, even though apparently there's duties and taxes right on their website. Depends on how it gets shipped. Another brand that I'm really interested in trying, and I'm curious to see where it goes, is the About Face brand. So this is the brand by Halsey. I'm not gonna lie, I had to look up who that was. I'm so out of touch, and I was getting her confused with Billie Eilish, because again, I hate to say this, but once you turn, I'd say like post 35, you really start like falling out of touch with what's going on in the music world. I never thought that would happen. I was always like, I'm always gonna be up with what's modern and what's new, and no. You sort of hit this like wall where you revert to, I mean, you might find some new stuff, but it's like the newer things that I come across are just sort of like indie people on like Spotify and not necessarily like the big pop brands anymore. I don't know, pop brands, but they're basically a brand, singers. Anyway, I really like the packaging of the products. I like where the products are going. I mean, it's a lot of liquid lipsticks, which I don't really care about, so we'll see what kind of other lip products that they come out with. I'm gonna say this, and it's maybe an unpopular opinion. This is what I expected House Labs to be. This is what I expected from Lady Gaga. Just something that had a bit interesting packaging, some interesting colors, not via Amazon. Anyway, yeah, I'm just really interested in, I'm curious to see where that brand goes, and depending on what they release in the next little while, you know, maybe that's something that I can look into. And I think you can get, I think they've somewhat partnered with Ipsy, because I feel like it's either Ipsy or BoxyCharm. Somebody got some stuff from About Face in their Ipsy. I want to say it's Ipsy. The other brand that I'm kind of interested in, but not, because the reviews are always really mixed, is Pacifica. So the reason why this is on my radar is it's now available in Shoppers Drug Mart. I've seen it in some stores. I think it used to be available in Rexall. I don't know if it's still available there. But Rexall is always... The reason why I go to Shoppers Drug Mart, there's one closer to me than Rexall, and Rexall always seems to be slightly more expensive, except for sometimes Rexall has some good sales, so it's like, But anyway, Pacifica is a brand that I love their packaging of things. Is that dumb? I just want to try their stuff because the packaging really pulls me in. It's just very pretty. I like the style of the packaging. Yeah, it's nothing revolutionary, but I don't know, there's just something about that brand that intrigues me, but I know the reviews are not good. But maybe that's a brand that I can try out and just see. I think they do have some new products, so we'll see how that goes. Two of the brands that are kind of related to that, that I've just never tried before, but they're not new, so that's probably why I don't know if I will try them this year, because there's not really a motivating factor to try them for my channel. There's just a personal factor, because I've not really tried a whole lot from them, is Flower Beauty and The Balm. So they're kind of different brands. Flower Beauty is Drew Barrymore's makeup line, which seems to be like, don't know what's happening with that brand. A lot of people were saying that it was like no longer available at Ulta and other places where they were buying it. Like products were dropping off. Maybe they're rebranding stuff, coming up with new things. I don't really know. The Balm's been around for like ever. There's a ton of classic products from the Balm. I've just never tried any of them. I think I've tried one lip product from them, and while I liked the lip product itself, the color didn't work for me, so I'm pretty sure I decluttered that. So again, another brand that I'm interested in because it's got a lot of classic products that people really like too. So that's what makes me want to try them, especially face products. Like they have the Mary Lou Luminizer, they have the bronzers. I shouldn't say I've never tried it. Oh my god, I totally forgot. I do have that blush. So that's the first product I have is that blush, that Down Boy blush. And I really like it. So I really want to try more from that brand. A couple brands that I'm not interested in trying. So let's wrap this up with a couple brands that I'm not interested. Hourglass. So not that I'm not interested in trying Hourglass. I have some Hourglass products. I do like Hourglass products. I am a bit annoyed at their latest release. I rarely block brands. Like I rarely I hate this brand. If I don't really mention a brand, it's because I don't want to try it. I don't want to associate myself with it. I do have some products from brands that I don't really care for, but I already have those products, so I'm going to use them. I'm not a person that's like, set it all on fire. But there are certain brands that I'm just like, I don't really like where they're going with it. Like there's certain brands, like I'm not going to lie, I do like a lot of Too Faced products, but I feel like they're a controversial brand, mostly because the owner seems like a nutcase. Seems like a bit of a weirdo. And I get annoyed with some of the things that they choose to do with their brand. But again, I don't fully, there's only a few brands that I'm like full on like just no. And right now with Hourglass, I'm just no. I don't like what they did with their latest release with their highlighter thing, making it look like it was for deeper skin tones when it really wasn't, making it look like they're like developing new products. Like just don't do that. Don't be shady. Don't be a shady fuck, right? Like that pisses me off. There's a certain, I know there's a lot of brands, like I think the Balm is a brand that doesn't have a lot of deeper tones. Benefit is a brand that doesn't have, there's a lot of brands that need to get better. Hourglass has been called out for it. And instead of being like, yeah, we need to work on this, we're going to develop products, they just tried to do something that was like schmarmy. And I'm not against the brand. I'm not boycotting the brand in any way. I'm just at this point, I'm not going to buy anything from them for a while until they like clean up their game. Like, get it together, Hourglass. Like, it's different too if it's a smaller brand. Like, it's expensive to do a lot of different shades. I get it. And I get with certain different products, like for example, a beauty balm or a sheer type foundation, you don't have a lot of shades. But I mean, there's so many brands, like look at Fenty and Hourglass has money. Like they're a pricey brand. They can afford to invest in expanding their range. Like it's simple. There's certain brands that I can give leeway to and say like they've got to build up and work to it. That's fine. But certain brands, it's like, no, you got to move on. You got to really, and again, there's a lot of brands that need to do that. Like, so Hourglass is not the only one that needs to expand their range. Like I said, the Balm, Benefit, there's a ton of brands that need to do that. But what they did with their latest marketing thing was not cool. Like, not cool at all. Anyway, the other brand that I'm just like not interested in is Patrick Starr's brand, the One Size brand. And again, I don't follow Patrick Starr. I don't even know if I've ever watched a video from Patrick Starr. Maybe I have, I don't know. And so first of all, the packaging, like I'm not a fan of red packaging. I don't know why I'm not a fan of red packaging, but red packaging just turns me off. I feel like the red detracts from the color, especially if it's like eyeshadow or lipstick. I feel like it really detracts from the color of the product and I can't really focus on it. Maybe I'm like a bull or something, I'm like red, but it makes me angry. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, and again, it sounds really dumb, but I don't like the idea of one size for makeup. The reason why I like makeup is because it's personal. As a small person, I am very small. Like I am 4'11". I mean, it's not so bad now, but when I was younger, trying to find clothes that fit, shoes that fit, it sounds like it's basically nothing fit. Like, and when something said one size, like I would hate when, you know, I would work somewhere that had a uniform, like, oh, we have a one size shirt. I'm like, one size? Like one size is like a freaking dress on me. And I'd always have to like alter it if I could. It was just, frustrating. Like, I worked in one retail store where their uniform, like, it was just a t-shirt, but it didn't fit. Like, it was way too big. So I got to at least wear, like, they had branded shirts from within the store, so I was able to wear those as my, like, uniform. But it's just like, one size to me, no, one size does not fit all. And I don't know, it rubs me the wrong way just from a personal perspective. But again, maybe some of the products are fine. Somebody else mentioned this, but I forget who I was watching, but it's like makeup wipes. He released makeup wipes as one of his first products, and I'm like, really? Like, that's your first product? I don't know. There's some people that do that with brands that I just like, what are you thinking? Anyway, wow, lighting's going a little funny right now, so... Anyway, this is a really long video. Like I said, I just wanted to talk some brands and talk about some things that I'm interested in. Oh, the other brand that I didn't mention. So one last brand that I haven't talked about, I forgot about it. It's in my Fence brand. It's in the brand that I'm like, is Auric. So this is the brand from Samantha Ravndahl. The only reason why this is sort of on my radar is she's Canadian. I don't watch her videos. Sorry, Samantha. I don't watch your videos. Just the products she's released are not interesting to me. They seem okay, but they're not interesting to me. I want to try, so apparently her face product is similar to the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood filter, so I'd actually prefer to try that first to see if that kind of product is something I like, because I can buy that in a mini from Sephora and it's cheaper. Anyway, I feel like this video is going to get controversial. I try not to be too controversial with my videos, but, you know, I still have thoughts and opinions, and that's all they are. They're just thoughts and opinions. They're not right or wrong. They're just the way I feel about things. I hope you like this video, and things that are not important. I mean, it's freaking makeup. It's not important in life. Anyway, I hope you liked this video. Feel free to give it a little thumbs up down below if you liked it. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my tiny little channel here in Toronto, Canada. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you sometime soon. Bye.